Hey, BassGeek here, and geeks, don't buy the baits you see me talk about in my videos unless you understand how I'm using them, and you can apply that technique to your home body of water. But man, do I got some good ones for you today. That's right, geeks. Listen, I would never tell you that you need all the stuff that you see me talk about on my channel. I love trying new baits and new techniques for the same old bass that I catch all the time. I'm not a pro, so I don't get to go out and travel and fish all these different lakes. You know, I've got a real job. I'm a weekend warrior just like you geeks are. I get to fish once, twice a week if I'm really lucky. I've just been fishing for a really long time, and forgive me, sometimes I might not show you every single fishing trip that I take, and I know you guys love the fishing videos, but you have to understand, I fish the same 4, 5, 6 lakes pretty much every year. And if I show everybody the things that I'm learning on those lakes, sometimes other people go out and fish those same areas who are local to me. So where the pros can go and fish a lake and they might not be back to it or even back to it at the same time of year, they don't really care if you see those areas after they're gone. Me, I work hard to find these bites, so I've learned I kind of have to keep those secrets. So what I'm trying to say, geeks, is this. It's just this simple. Look, geeks, I'm actually blessed thanks to you. Each and every one of you geeks means I get to try a lot of different baits and techniques out. So I appreciate every single one of you for allowing me to do that. And what's great about that for you all is you get to watch and see the things that you might want to try. Now, do you have to try everything? Is everything the greatest for you on your body of water, fishing the way you like to fish? No. But every once in a while, we might hit on something that everybody else around you isn't hitting on, and that'll put you ahead of the game. And let's face it, the bass are getting more and more pressure every single day. Now, there's a lot of great companies that sends me a lot of gear to try out and see what I think about it. Some of it makes it on the show, some of it don't. But the gear I always love getting, and it always makes it on the show, is the gear I get from you geeks, you mom and pop shops out there, you small businesses. That's the stuff that I enjoy getting and learning about, because some of the companies that send the stuff in for the small business unboxing, I've never even heard of. And that is always fun to see what your all's take. So if anybody out there wants to send anything, I'm not asking you to, you don't have to, but we love to do the business unboxes. Now, listen, if you send something in, it could be 2-3 months before the video comes out, because we've got to have enough stuff to do a video. So be patient. All that being said, let's jump in to unboxing some really cool stuff that you geeks and some other small businesses have sent us. So let's talk about DM Fabrication. They sent me some stuff. They're from Glade Springs, Virginia, not too far up the road from me. They've got some cool leather patches that they've sent me. Now this looks like it's got some adhesive on the back of it so that I can put it on maybe another hat or maybe some other piece of clothing. Speaking of hats, they sent me this. So they actually sent me a cool little hat with a patch already on it. Do some good work. Love the BassGeek logo in leather. Now, I've sat on these for a little while, and I'm really happy because I can actually finally use one. I'll give one to me, and we'll give one to Mike. So he's got a keychain. I don't think he's got a keychain, but check this out. He sent me 2 keychains that's got the BassGeek logo on it. For anybody that wants to get a hold of them, this is again DM Fabrications and Decor. Here you go. You can check them out, and you can find them on Facebook. Next up is a company I cannot believe I've never heard of, because it's Bass Dope Lures. So they sent me a cool box of stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you, I've already opened it, but with my below average reading skills, I will read you a little bit of what they sent, which is a lot more than I thought. Okay. All right, so I'll tell you a little bit about the stuff that they've included in the box. It says, "Hi Hank, I've been a subscriber since October 2020. That's awesome. Thank you very much. And your channel has taught me a lot over the years. This was a time when jig fishing was not part of my repertoire. Your video, Jig Fishing 101, my biggest video to this date, helped change that for me. And now I'm so far down that rabbit hole, that I'm designing and making custom jigs. Go figure. As a thank you, here are some Bass Dope goodies. That's cool. Here in northern Illinois, our rivers, lakes, ponds are loaded with snags and nasty vegetation. Designing lures to prevail in those conditions is what inspires Bass Dope lures. All of our modes, with the exception of the Midwest Finesse, spinnerbait, buzzbait, are 100% custom. That's cool. We are currently designing a new spinnerbait, so that's pretty cool. The color choices in this bundle box is predominantly our more natural combos because I know you fish a lot of clear water. You can tell he watches. Here's a breakdown of what I sent you. And so he sent me, like I said, it's a literal breakdown of all this stuff. So I'm going to read that a little bit later. Right now we're going to jump into what he actually sent in this box. All right, let's check some of these names out. Some of them are pretty colorful names, pretty interesting names, especially if you've grown up in the area that me and Mike's grown up in. A lot of these names are pretty familiar to us in the Appalachian Mountains. Appalachian, not Appalachian. We live here, we know how to say it. So the White Horse Preacher Jig, love the Preacher Jigs, by the way. Big fan of the Preacher Jigs. Wished I'd have known these were in this box. Probably been getting used today. This is a 5/8 ounce. This is called Gandalf. I love that. Again, this is the White Horse Preacher Jig, and this is Happy Dust, again, a 5/8 ounce. This is the Speedball Ultimate Swim Jig. I really like this size and this color. This is called Gandalf. This is Blue Madam, Lemon Lime, still in those Speedball Ultimate Swim Jigs. This is El Dorado. All these are a 1/2 ounce too, I believe. Yes, all of them are 1/2 ounce. The last one is Blue Dream. This is the Cloud 9 Hair Jig. This is 1/8 ounce. This is Black Whack. This one's got a little bit of Flashaboo in it. This is Jungle Juice. Now this buzzbait runs counterclockwise. This is called the Totally Buzzed Buzzbait. This is Black Rock. Both of these are 1/2 ounce. Now this is the same color, but this one runs clockwise. This is the Starlight Elite Flipping Jig. This is Zen in 3/8 ounce. This is Black Whack in the Starlight Elite Flipping Jig. Red Swamp Tea. Last but not least, Mary Jane. This is the RIP 7-wire umbrella rig. One thing about this, there is some heavy duty split rings and swivels on these things. This is the Smack Swim Bait Jig Head in Manhattan Silver. This is a 3/16. In 1/8, this is also the Smack Swim Bait Jig Head in Manhattan Silver. Hey, you bank anglers, I've got the jig for you right here in my hands. This is the Candy Finesse Jig. This is Black Whack. It's in a 1/4 ounce. Perfect for bank anglers. This is Black Magic. This is Red Swamp Tea. And last but not least, all these again are the Candy Finesse Jig. This is Zen in 1/4 ounce. The last baits in the box, this is the Pillhead Compact Jig. This is a little compact football jig. Again, another great little jig, even if you're fishing from the bank. 5/16 ounce. This is Red Swamp Crawl. This is Black Whack. This is Zen. This is Dixie Ditchweed. And the last thing from Bass Dope Lures, and I want to say thanks again to Bass Dope for sending me this. These are some good jigs, especially in this clear water, like the compact jigs. I've got a little place we're going to go to. It's a little bit new to us. We've never been during the summer. If you geeks don't know, I'm a big summer angler. It's when I really do my damage. We're going to throw some of those swim jigs. I cannot wait. But this is Mary Jane. So again, thank you for being a subscriber. It's awesome. If there's anybody else out there that want to send us some stuff to have it featured on our small business spotlight, you geeks just send it to me. There's a P.O. box down in the description. You can send something. I'm not asking for anything. I appreciate everything you all do just by watching. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this company before. It's just him, small guy, small company, not sponsored by him, of course. just found something that I love that he makes that really works well on my lakes, and that is the jar head, or as I call it, the screw head. He makes them in bigger sizes than you can find, than I've been able to find anywhere else, and with that very specific blade. He sent me some other stuff that he makes because, again, apparently you geeks have went out there and tried them and you love them as much as I do. So he sent me some other stuff to get to try out. He also makes some spinner baits. This is Moon Glow. It's a 1/2 ounce spinner bait. Now, he doesn't have he's got a website, but it's more like just kind of a holding page. I'm going to give you some information. His name's Jeff Gomez. So here's his email and phone number. You can get a hold of him. This is called the Perfect Shad. Now, I don't know what he calls these. I'll take them out of the bag. He just sent me some in baggies. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be telling you about these. They remind me of a certain type of little swim bait, and I'm definitely going to give them a try. I don't know what these colors are, but he does make some. We're going to call that just a black back, and we'll just call this a sight flash. He's also sent me some bladed jigs. Now, in this one, which is kind of like a bluegill color, he sent me one with a gold blade and one with silver blade, and this is called Moss Shad. And the next one is called Crystal Ball. Now, these both have silver blades. This is one of the coolest things he sent me, and I am really, really stoked about this. And he also did a little special paint job for me that will help break up the head during sunny days. But check this out. Love, as you can see, the sticker. Love this little box. But check it out. There's his jar heads. Several different sizes. And I love this little thing, man. You know, you've got the bigger sizes right here. And check that paint job out. You know, it's got the eyes. And it's like I always say, you know, here, I'll show you on one of the smaller ones so that you can see. But the key, you can get a little wobble out of a straight double clover leaf. Now, when I talk about a clover leaf, it's that right here. Now, there's a lot of companies that make them on both sides, but here's the kicker to this being a great little screw head, and it's that blade. And so what that does is it really gives it an off-kilter vibration, which really gives it a nice wide vibration. These things get killed, guys. I'm telling you, they catch me a ton of fish. This new paint job that he's done for me, I'm really excited to get this out there and give it a try. And I want to say thanks to Destroyer Bait Company. Thank you for working with me. Like I said, I'm not sponsored. I bought a ton of these probably a year ago, Mike, probably. And they have paid off, and I have fell in love with them. They just keep catching me more and more fish, and I'm sure with this new paint job, they're gonna catch a lot more. All right, geeks, so if you want to see more from the small businesses that we've already featured, make sure you click on the video on the end screen. And if you want to see why those screw heads or jar heads are so good, there'll be a video there so you can learn how to fish those also. Love you 100% Watch Squad. Like it if you like it. And you geeks rock.